Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU and welcome back to Multiple Personalities Madness Endless Space playthrough. That was a botched intro if I have ever done one. My goodness, wow, that was bad. Anyway, so far so good. I did pretty crazily, by which I mean okay, in the last video. Managed to successfully plunder my empire into pretty pathetic score, made sure that I am much lower than I should be by this point, and of course military power is non-existent, although that, to be fair, is supposed to be this way. Regardless, so far so bad, so everything is good. And I have quite a few submissions from last video. And this is my favorite one. There were 3 submissions tied for the first place, and this one was the one I liked the most because this is the other one. But it involves lacking or understanding on whatever something the pillagers. Now, if you make me like and or understand or whatever pilgrims, then I guess I will do it. But the way I see it, this suggestion didn't win because this one is tied with it. So I'm gonna go for this one, thank you very much, because it is really nice. I won't read it out loud, but it's actually quite a sad story of one of my, slaves, essentially. So, yeah. Every year is the year of my eternal majesty. I'm liking this one, and basically it involves me dropping down my taxes and declaring war on the pilgrims at 1020. Don't mind if I do, that's what I'm talking about. There was also another submission, also with 5 likes, there we go, made by Spoonaku, and I also really liked this one. Thing is though, I like the other one just a tiny little bit better. If possible, I'll try to connect the two together, if not then oh well. This one is the winner in my opinion. So what is the name of the winner again? Sharpen. Sharpen, let's sharpen my swords. I don't even know what I mean. Anyway, let's go ahead and... Oh, I finished my movement already? That's well, it happened I guess. Well, anyway, Dual Mind has 1 more 10 anti-population growth. So I could let it grow and start working on interplanetary transport network, which I'll do. As soon as it's done with the growth on the next 10, I'll make it colonize New Tundra, which is important. I need both of those plants to be colonized because I'm suffering from some dust problems, and I already have Xenotourism agencies which are going to help me fix said dust problems. Additionally, of course, second planet is going to help me with my colonial base. It is a little bit less approval, but approval, yeah, we don't really care about that, do we? Anyway, as for my home system, I do need interplanetary transport network quite badly as well, because, again, we are going to go to war at 1020. That is what I have been told to do, and that is what I'll do. I'm not sure what is happening to me as a leader. I'm not sure if you want to know, though. Anyway, my approval is gonna go down to, I don't know, scare my citizens, apparently. So, I'm not gonna make it go down just yet. It did go down last 10, I believe, or this 10, in fact, when I recorded part 1, so it's gonna stay here for now, and enough dust to have here on the next 10, and then I'll start lowering the approval, or rather the taxes, which will be nice. Oh, thank you, game, I completely forgot about science, that would have been bad. Now, I will need applied Casimir effect. Right now, I still have 7 turns to get it, so I can spare 3 turns on some other technologies. Now, certainly, I will need both HE batteries and unstable isotope manipulation, because, A, I have titanium, I can use missiles, it's likely that the enemy won't be able to use missiles, so I might be able to capitalize on that. Now, I'm saying I might be able to, because, again, everybody has access to offensive shaft, which is usually a very good defense against missiles, which aren't very good against small ships to begin with. So, I might use them, I might not, I'll think about it. I had a few ideas off camera. Additionally, I really need to have access to lasers. It's not the access to lasers that's important. It's important to have a defense against them because AI really likes rushing those. So those will be 2 turns. I'll probably have at least 1 more turn to go ahead and grab applied Casimir effect. Maybe more, because keep in mind, as my tax drops, my science is going to increase. So we'll see how we do, but for the time being, I can go ahead and finish this turn. I renamed my systems, so now I'll be able to tell them apart from each other. So I've got Madness as my capital and Dual Mind as my secondary system. Anyway, let's finish the movement of my ships. Go ahead and colonize Tekau, where the mother of my citizen lives, apparently. Or rather, is going to live. Now, I know I met somebody, I don't care. Oh, for crying out loud, it's not nobody friendly, I can tell you that. Anyway, orange color. No, let's not think about it. Which planet do I want to colonize? I've got 3 options, really. So, strange fossils for extra dust and science, and Hyperion which is useful, but not quite necessary. Besides, I have more hyperion here, and it also has mineral rich for even more production. It's also a Terran, so no disapproval penalty. Additionally, I can also choose from an ocean with a lot of extra food. In fact, this ocean planet, because of the food, is basically as food friendly as Terran, but this Terran, however, does give me a lot more industry because of mineral rich, so I think I like it the most. Okay, so it is Ophir Corporation. That is not very good. And those guys like mind control, and they'll probably be nasty. Regardless, they cannot possibly hit my scout. I mean, they can hit it, they cannot... Right, Ophir Corporation, they blockade your retreat cards. This will be a problem because I'll have no way of defending against pirates because of those bastards. I'll need to send in a punishment squad over there. Can do. Can do. I'll have to fight this in a second, I guess. Anyway, take out dear sir. Let's start working on exploitation because it's rather important. Heavy acid refinery is also very important. And I will not buy this out, thank you very much. There are more important things to do. Now, as for tech, I actually got both of those research done in a single tent. That's kind of amazing, and I still have more time before I need to start working on a planet Casimir effect. I do not want to go to this system where pilgrims are any 10s before 1020, because it will be difficult to fight them. They are top of the score already, and I assume they are top of military as well, so it will be difficult to face them. I will do it, but I will need to prepare, and I don't want to meet them or rather engage them before I'm completely ready. Anyway, 2 pilot blockers are ready, that's very important. Let's send the first one to Yakima and the second one to Duvier, or whatever this system is called. And those guys will probably stay there forever because those systems are not very good. I mean, Yakima is actually not bad. A large lava with deserted cities, small desert with unknown ring. I'm liking this quite a bit, so I'll keep that. However, Duvier, yeah, I mean, you see that. Metallic ground, huge gas methane. I'm sure it makes some degree of sense. Maybe it's the moon that has metallic ground. I don't know. Anyway, there is that. I have Hyperium now, which is nice. I know I encountered the Ophir Corporation. That's also nice. Now, do mind, dear sir and old lady, you need to colonize ASAP. Why is my approval so low, actually? Is that overpopulation? Yes, that's overpopulation disapproval. I can fix that relatively easily, thankfully. I'll colonize a tundra in a single turn. That's also rather nice. Tekao. Right, I was supposed to buy out a hero. That's important, but first things first. Yeah, I mean, let us buy out a hero. Who do I want? I can either have a guy who, when you look at his stats, he's really a jack of all trades, but his particular skills make him mostly an army leader. He's got a very nice selection of things that allow me to leech science, they allow me to leech dust, and give him a plenty of really good battle opportunities. Adventurers in particular are extremely good fleet commanders in my opinion, because they have things like Fearless Foe, which makes them better against other heroes, very important. Or Fast Reboot, another incredibly useful ability. So I'm liking this one. That said, if I hire this hero, he'll be a much better governor. And he's, again, a very useful combination, because Administrator and Adventurer, he'll give me happiness, he'll give me food and industry, and I'll need both of those in order to create a fleet for 1020. That said, this guy can level up really quickly and rapidly and be useful. But again, if I hire him, it will be hard to keep him alive. I'll actually go ahead and grab this one. Normally I would possibly get this guy, but I have a feeling he would die very quickly regardless, so I'm gonna grab a different guy instead. Now this planet, I needed to work really quickly on those improvements. So what I'm going to do is assign my better hero to this system. Assign to system, thank you. So now it can work on alien graphing and heavy acid refineries faster. Meanwhile, Madness is going to have my new hero. Now this is not ideal because this way, this hero is going to gain less levels because there are already some improvements done on the system, so he will have less things to do. He's also less useful in general because I only have one planet to live on in this system. But it's important to get this system going as quickly as possible in my opinion. Now, that's a problem. I'm losing dust and I don't have really any dust. But I have to lower my taxes. It's what I've been ordered to do. So what I'll do is for 1 turn I'll convert industry to dust. That's not ideal and I wouldn't recommend it, but hey, it happened, it will have to happen. So I need to progressively lower taxes, so let's lower them a little bit and still gain a little bit of dust as well. This way Madness is actually going to be happy, which isn't too important, it just means that I'll gain population growth in 1 turn, which is not really a big deal, but hey, I guess it's something. Okay, this pirate blocker is now free to go to Duvio. As soon as it reaches the system, I'll send the one from Duvio to Father. Right now, all the systems I have, however, are controlled by my or the enemy's ships, so it's good because no pilots can possibly spawn. That's very important. Unfortunately, this is going to change in Giza. Do I even dare to fight? I am pillagers, not pillagers. I'm Radiants, so I have really strong ships. 24, 3, 16, 4. Not that strong. The enemy is actually using a hero as well, so I wasn't expecting to be able to win, but yeah, I still need to go into manual. I mean, I could play this in auto battle, but hey, let's have our first battle for the series. Why not? It sounds like a good, decent enough idea, doesn't it? So let's try to keep our ship alive, I think. So I'll start by using sabotage, followed up with barrier and another bit of... No, actually magnetic shield will do better. He'll probably use weapon overclock at the melee phase, maybe even before that. Let's have a quick look. His shot circuit first, so barrier is going to be actually a good choice, I guess. So yeah, we both shot circuit at each other. It's not going to be the most dramatic battle that we've ever seen in these parts. It's just two ships looking at each other fiercely. Well, I take a sip of water. Yes, I know. Some of you might be disappointed because it's water and not juice. But at the same time, you know, I ran out of juice. So that's my excuse. Anyway, oops, sorry. I hope you didn't go deaf. So, anyway, I counted the enemy, which is nice. It gives me a little bit of extra protection. The enemy did nothing useful, and I'm actually willing to risk going for another barrier in hopes that the enemy tries to go for short circuit again. If the AI is smart and tries to go to weapon overclock, which I totally would, honestly, if I were them, then they will wreck me because can it... Oh. Tactics? Really? That's completely unexpected. I mean, I know that the AI has been improved, so it maybe noticed I used barrier and used the atomic strategy instead, but I think, I don't know, it might be a possibility. I know that the devs were working on AI, I'm not sure exactly what they did, I know they did something. Anyway, my ship might survive, which is important. I will keep a guard in this... Oh, that was close. In the system, and the enemy will not go away freely. They will also not collect dust, and the hero will gain a little bit of experience, but not too much. So I'm fine with that, honestly. In fact, what I could do is send in this investigator over there and win the next fight, because, I mean, it was relatively close. A second ship won't cut it, honestly, and the enemy here will probably earn more experience as well. I'll still sit here, though. Actually, if you wanna go, go. I'm not blockading you anymore. Go. No? No, apparently not. I'll still not blockade him, maybe he'll go away. Anyway, let's... Oh, for crying out loud. Science, right, I forgot. Man, I'm walking so fast on it. So let's have a quick look. Still photons and applied Casimir effect. I don't want to rush it though, because there are other things I need a little bit more. Or rather, way more than that. So let's think about this for a while. If possible, I would love to get to some better weapons or at least more army command points, which is very useful. I would be able to use Hydrogen Slugs, which is nice. It's a very useful weapon, and it's a tech I can rush relatively quickly. Relatively quickly, however, is not very quick, and that's the problem. I could go ahead and grab a Destroyer instead. That's better for weapons. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, I'll go ahead and grab a Kilo. It's gonna be my weapon of war. And because Sharpen also forced me to not use any defenses on my ships when I actually attack the Pilgrims, Kilo will do me just fine because it has reduced tonnage on weapons. But actually, never mind, any ship will do me just the same because I'll equip my ships with as little weapons as possible that are enough to destroy the enemy ships. Oh no, Siafu are here as well! Oh, but the Yofi Corporation did go away, that's nice. Anyway, I've got a colonization event on Dual Mine, that's very nice. The planet appears empty. Right. Okay, that apparently did nothing. I have never seen a colonization event that does nothing. I mean, the icon looks cool, but did that... No, I don't know what it did. It did nothing. That's very strange and surprising to me. Anyway, there is that. Galactic event, all factions, less influence area on system. Thankfully, doesn't matter too much, because either way I wouldn't be able to expand my influence onto my other systems. Keep in mind, if you do manage to expand influence from your full-fledged systems into your outposts, then those outposts have a significant approval bonus. That's why it's very important to spread your influence area, but the system is so far away from those two that I wasn't hoping to do that anytime soon anyway. See, I've encountered. I'm not too thrilled about it, obviously, but hey, what can a man do? Nothing. I'll just sit here and be on alert. I can't move from the system yet because a pirate could spawn in a single turn when I'm not there, and I would not be too happy about it. Alright, madness. Go back into making interplanetary transport network. Actually, let's grab a little bit more science first. Oh, it's gonna take 2 turns, really? Alright, rush interplanetary transport network then. It's gonna be very important. Exploitation is also gonna be very important here, thank you very much. And it doesn't matter which one I go for first, so I'm gonna go for, obviously, interplanetary transport network first, because it's more important and better and stuff. Well, how do we look? How are we looking in terms of dust? Pretty badly. And I will not allow myself to increase the tax rate because that would be against what Chapin told me to do. I have to keep the taxes lower and lower as the game goes on. So, in some system, probably madness, I'll have to go back into industry to dust conversion, which I'm not too keen on, but I do not really have an option of doing anything differently, unfortunately. So I'll do that for the time being, unfortunately. But hey, that's the beauty of the series, I would say. That said, at 10:20, I really have no idea how I'm going to declare war on anybody. I have an idea on how to circumvent that, what Chapin wrote, but it's gonna be rather difficult regardless. Still, a challenge is a challenge, and I do like me some challenges. Anyway, oh come on, I don't want to be meeting so many factions. Who's that this time? It is UKSP. Oh, I can meet you. You're cool people. I like them. Now, I'm not only happy to meet them because I like UKSPA, but additionally I'm happy because they have the affinity of a good faction. When you create a custom faction in Endless Space, and when you go to the text files or the XML files that you create whenever you actually do it, you can edit faction affinity, or rather faction, how do you call it? Like evilness, which you cannot do in-game, you can only do it by editing the XML files, which I did do for all of my factions. So UKSP are really going to behave well and they'll be nice people, whereas CF4 will always be as evil as possible. It's a very simple setting, it can be either good, neutral or evil, but it's still nice that you're able to do so, even though you have to exit game to actually do anything of the sort. Anyway, extra food on star system, you know what? Because this hero is in my newly colonized system, this is actually going to be useful and I do need to grow my population ASAP. I would love to get me some more labor, but at the same time, extra 2 food per population, that's something that is hard to get, you know, to ignore. So let's go ahead and grab that. Okay, I actually need to get Casimir effect now, even though official shooting took 1 turn, amusingly enough, even though it said it was going to take 2, but whatever, I'm not gonna complain whatsoever. It is going to increase my happiness as well, which is important. So there's that. You just keep on sitting there, don't do anything, don't intercept, don't disrupt anybody. Who's that? That's Pilgrims. That's just a scout ship, so I'm fine with that. What do you have here? Nothing else to do. Can I actually stop converting and start working on something useful game? Oh wow, I cannot. Man, you guys are going to kill me! Madness is essentially just stuck here because I'm not allowed to increase my tax rates. But apparently I have the Suite of Madness that is making me stay at low tax rates. I should have prepared for this, honestly, it is my fault. I should not have hired another hero, I think. But what's done is done, and I'll live with what I have. Thankfully, after I'm done with heavy azote refineries, I should grab Xenoturns agencies rather quickly, and this is going to help me with quite a bit. After I grab that, I think I'll just colonize another planet ASAP, just to get more benefit from that. Which one will I colonize? Probably Hydromio. I mean, I'll have 3 Hyperion to colonize this, but you need 4 for Hyperion Abundance anyway, and Hydromio is an Empire-wide bonus. It's not a big bonus, but it is a bonus nevertheless. Also, colonizing Ocean doesn't give you this approval, so let's queue this up ASAP. Alrighty then, let's finish this turn. Man, I only have 4 more turns to declare war, and I have no ships! How do I do this? Oh boy. Actually, I have 3 turns, not 4. That would be too easy if I had 4 turns. I might have a small delay. No, I cannot have a delay. I need to be dead, apparently. Anyway, dual mind is done. At least this system is doing nicely, isn't it? Okay, let's move the population to this area, I think, because I need to have more food. Additionally, titanium is also giving me more industry as well. Good, this system is done and ready. So I can either use this system to give me dust, which is, as you can see, very useful, or let's have a quick look which system is most productive. Dual mind. So this is the system where I'll create my fleet. So first of all, let's create a rally point, which is going to make all my ships move to madness whenever they are ready, because this will be important. And over there, let's go ahead and do what? Do ships. What kind of ships? Well, let's design them first and then worry about what those ships are. So I can either choose a ship which is better for support module scouts, or a ship that is better for weapons. Now, in all honesty, it doesn't matter which one I go for, because I'll not have those ships stock full of weapons anyway. Because, first things first, sharpen. I will name this ship after the guy who made me go through this torture. I hate you. In a positive way. I hate you, but it's a very positive hatred, alright? Anyway, I need to design this ship in a way that it doesn't have any shielding, but it is still useful. So what I need to give it is a few weapons that can kill the enemy, and nothing more than that. I need the ship to be cheap, efficient, and not cost me too much. It is going to cost me a lot of dust to maintain. Every ship costs you dust, but I guess I'll have to go through that regardless. Or, actually, he said shielding, not armor. So I could just give this ship a lot of armor instead. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. I am kind of, going around what the guy wrote, but at the same time, I think you can understand I'm not exactly in the best position ever. And that said, armor is not very useful on those small ships. It does allow me to go over 1,000 health, which is nice. Still, those ships without any shielding, they're gonna be fairly bad. Anyway, you know what? No. Let's go all into the gimmick. Let's go all into the gimmick. I'm going to use long-range missiles. How many missiles do you think it's going to take to destroy the enemy? Well, I need to hit the enemy ships. That's the first difficulty. Then I need to deal enough damage to destroy them in one hit. So my destroyer by default has 450 health, but I think I have a trait, yeah, let's leave this thingy, that gives my ships more health, maybe, maybe not. Let's have a quick look. Master of Distraction, no, I actually don't have any traits like that. So 450 health, I assume, is the default. Do the Pilgrims have anything of the sort? Oh wow, they have such a good traits. They have wasted space and nothing else, really. They have knowledge gathering too? Oh man, You just want to make me die now, don't you? Because my ships will die like crazy, they're gonna give a lot of sense to the enemy. But, whatever. It is, as I said, multiple personalities madness playthrough. So there needs to be madness over here. So, let's go back. Sharpen is going to be the name of my ship. With a big capital S. Sharpen. Alrighty then. And let's see. 2 missiles would in theory do it if they hit the enemy, but they might not be able to even hit the enemy, so let's go ahead and grab 4 missiles, and this will be enough to kill 1 ship. And that's it. So what I will do is I'll spam those very cheap ships that only have missile launchers on them, and they will just die, but they will take out a ship with them as well. So I'm trading 1 for 1. That is not what we want to do against an empire that is more powerful than yours, and I'm pretty sure that Pilgrims are more powerful than I am in terms of raw production capabilities, but it will allow me to fulfill the gimmick at the very least without sacrificing too much of everything, which is important. Alright. Sharpen is gonna work on that, or rather, Dual Mind is going to work on that. Madness, I'm sorry, but you need to keep working on dust apparently. How are we looking now? Losing 1 dust per turn. That's a problem. Do I have a ship I can scrap? Pirate blocker, pirate blocker. I actually don't need this pirate blocker because I have an investigator over there. That said, I need this investigator to go ahead and investigate what is over there on this red wharf. I mean, it is possible that I have more than 0 dust. I might have like 0.5 dust, and I might lose 0.4 dust per distance, so maybe I will be able to end my turn. We'll see. The game will disallow me to end my turn if it's not a possibility. Alright. I actually do have to do something. I cannot increase my taxes, that is against the gimmick. I need to do something else. Tekka really needs Xenotrun's agencies. Dual Mind really needs to be working on that. I'm not too happy on that, but... Oh, I cannot even scrap a ship that is in transit as well. That's really annoying. Alright, in this case I'll move this ship over there and I'll scrap this one. Now this is a problem because pirates could spawn on both of these systems, and knowing my luck, they will. Hopefully though they won't, and I will not have to hate myself for doing what I just did. Still, that did allow me to finish my turn. And actually even make some profit. Oh no, that's because I scrapped. Right. Well, scrapping is a way of generating money, I guess, but that's about it. Alright, I will not make this investigator block anything, because that would annoy my enemies. Uder says, disband for the time being, I want you to hide in the hangar. It doesn't make any difference dust-wise, but I just don't want them to be attacked before I'm ready. Ophio, don't do anything stupid, alright? I don't think they will. Now I'm actually relatively similar in terms of my power, and they don't have a hero, so I think they'll just play ball, which is nice. Yeah, you stay here, don't do anything. How are we doing dust-wise? I'm losing dust, but I have dust, so I can actually lower my taxes as well, which is rather cool. Or alternatively, I can actually walk something on madness. And I'm losing... oh boy, that will not be a lot of work done! But after I colonize the ocean planet, I'll also have more dust made, which is important. I'll go for sustainable farms as well and start working on other things too. So let's do it for the time being. I will not lower taxes, but I already lowered taxes twice, so I'm fulfilling the gimmick to a point that is reasonable at the very least. Everything is working fine. Let's go ahead and finish this turn. I'll take another sip of water, if you don't mind. You hide. This band, I actually don't need to hide them in the hangar because the enemy cannot walk into my system. It is my system, it is in my area of influence. So the only way for the enemy to go through it or into it is to either have open borders with me, declare war against me, or not even know that the system exists over here. So pilgrims know that the system is here, so they can't go in here, which is important. Applied Casimir effect is here. Next turn I'll be ready, unfortunately. What else do I have? Ceasefire and offer peace. This will be important. I'll tell you that for a fact, because, yeah. If you let me, I'll probably want to ceasefire fairly quickly. Anyway, what else do I need and want? I'll need better weapons, that is a given. I'll need photon disruption most likely, but I really need to have some science as well. So let's have a quick look. Intelligent tools, not very useful. I'll go ahead and grab non-baronic collider, I think, although getting access to this technology, those three techs right here, adaptive colonies, gravitational manipulation, and baronic shielding is very important as well. There are plenty of things that are very important in all honesty. I need all of them as well. Being able to siege the enemy down is also very important though, so let's go ahead and grab that. And let's get coordinated fleets as well and make my way towards... actually towards better... oh, no, I don't have antimatter actually, but I do have titanium, so I can make my way towards better missiles, I guess. And after this, I'll probably rush non-baronic particles by going through pure scale accelerators and photon distortion. I'll probably change my science queue in a while, but that's what I'm going to be content with for the time being. Alright, how's my dust looking? I'm still losing a lot, unfortunately, so I'll need to work on that somewhere. Madness, I really want to finish interplanetary transport network, it's important. Additionally, I needed to create me some more colony ships, which is important. So, first things first, iron graphing, not very important to me right now. I can go for colonial exchange, and at the very least it will give me a little bit of extra dust. Not a lot, but it is a little bit of extra dust, and I really, really need it. Then again, no, I'll use madness to create my colony ships. I don't want to waste any turns. You do, sir. For one turn... oh, I forgot about exploitation. My bad, my bad. I'll give this planet also the alien graphing exploitation, because it's fairly useful and efficient, but for one turn, unfortunately, as much as I hate to do it, I will need to go ahead and convert industry to dust. I can't do it on dual mind, it's my production facility, and madness, I need to actually do something useful for a change. So yeah, there is that. And I thought that the game crashed for a second. Thankfully it didn't. How am I doing it in terms of dust? I'm actually making dust, so I can lower my taxes to make Techo happy. It doesn't do me any good, but it will increase my science by 2. I'd rather keep all the dust I can though, so that, you know, I can actually work somewhere else. You do your thing. And next then I'll have to attack, believe it or not. Am I ready? Nowhere near ready. No, I'm not. But at the very least, hey, I'll almost be ready, I guess. Okay, my hero leveled up. I actually now think that I should have moved into dual mind so that it would do even better. For the time being, however, I will give you more labor. That's important. Actually, what gives you the happiness? Negotiator, right. I'll probably need that, but more, labor is more important for the time being. So keep you at that. You disband. Thank you very much. I said disband. Yes, I want you to go to the hangar. Thank you very much. So what do we have? We have siege capabilities already. We are about to get some extra command points, which is also really important. Strength in numbers, as they say. There is that. Production done on dual mind. I'm actually going to move my hero over there so that the hero levels up faster because he will work on those ships. Let's get more ships as well. And that's very important. Dual mind is actually almost maxed out, which is important. Madness is gonna be done in single 10 with its interplanetary transport network. Very good. How am I doing dust-wise? I'm gaining quite a bit. So can I actually resign from... Ooh, I can just barely. No, but I cannot reduce the taxes. That's okay though. I'm satisfied with what I have. I cannot create this fleet, it's too large, but if I deselect some of those ships, I'll be able to create a fleet just fine. So let's go ahead and send in the cavalry. 10-20. That sounds fearsome. Wah! Hi, Gano. Nice to meet you. How are you? Let's see. Wait a second. That's UKSPA? What? I was expecting to see pillagers. I mean, pilgrims over here, not UKSPA. Oh boy. Also, their fleet. I can't help but notice it's a lot stronger. I mean, UKSPA does have a very powerful fleet. But they actually blockading me in. So this war is not going too well. Also, because, you know, I need to. Hey guys, we are at war. Like, really, be scared and stuff. Well, that's... yeah. Let's look at the bright side of life, shall we? First things first, I have my ship over here, which is going to sit here and do nothing. And that's about it. That's all the bright side of life I could think of. I will need those ships to stay over there. I don't want any pirates to spawn in here. Actually, you know what? I do want the pirates to spawn now. And you wanna know why? It's very simple. Because I can farm them with my fleet that I'm making like a maniac. So, let's go ahead and explore this red dwarf. Thankfully, hopefully I'll get something nice. I got 15 dust for 5 turns. Nice. I'll take it, don't mind if I do. Additionally, same goes to you dear, so let's let the pirates spawn as much as they want. Also, I want to explore more of Galaxy. And maybe find the, you know, pilgrims to know what I'm fighting against. That's more of UK's... Man, that's a good system. Yeah, it is pretty good. Not as good as it looked like, but it is pretty good. So I'm discovering more and more of UKSP. That was unexpected though, I have to tell you. I was so convinced there would be pilgrims here. And they were never there. Huh. Interesting. Well, thankfully, because we're so far away, they'll probably agree to a ceasefire. If you let me ceasefire, of course, in the next video. Because they are like, wait, what? Somebody from a galaxy away declared war on us? What? Yeah, they're probably really confused. Also, I'm confused, why do I still have dust? But I'm not gonna complain about that too bad. Disband this fleet, thank you very much. And what are you doing here? I don't know, but fleet around Gano is under attack, so this will be a good test to see how well my ships are doing. Oh right, I know what this guy is doing here. So anyway, wow, UKSPA, you guys are feisty. So they are using kinetics and more kinetics and beams as well, long range beams, so they're rather fierce on those guys. So those melee kinetics, I assume, are left over from the first ships, but in reality they want to switch to long-range beams. That's good to know. Guys, in the comments, that's good to know, right? You'll do something about this, right? Of course, don't go into details when you tell me what to do, just general idea is good enough. Okay, let's try to retreat. I don't think I'll be able to do it. The enemy has, yeah, beings are really good at fighting small ships, I'm afraid. Okay, I'll have to fight this battle in manual, but it can wait. I've got a fleet over here. The enemy... I mean, UKSP can't go over here. That's at the very least something, I guess. Let's send this fleet out then to farther. Because I expect pirates to be over there and maybe I'll be able to farm then. Then I still am not going to go completely bankrupt, which is important. So what I can do is actually go ahead and create a few procurators. By a few, I mean 2. I do want to have public pirate partnerships, mind you, but having those procurators is really important because this system is stagnating and it's not good for anything really for the time being, so yeah. Alrighty then, I'm losing this, but I'm not losing too much of it. Duomite is walking happily, Tekao is walking happily. I think that once I get a little bit more population, I'll go ahead and colonize the tundra. I know it will lower my approval, but it will give me more dust, and I need dust quite badly, as you probably have figured out already, so there is that. What exploit? Oh wow, that's a pretty good system, I think. What did I get? More industry on Batten. That's not gonna be useful unless I get there within this time, but no, it's not good. It's not very good. I mean, the tundra is a tundra, but everything else, no. I'm not a very big fan of the system. Shame, because it is a 6-plant system, so it should be, by all counts, pretty good, but it's not. Anyway, there is that, things are happening, and let's have our battle for the day. So, let's keep the spread fire. Let's stick to default formation. Formation doesn't matter, I'll die to a single hit anyway. Let us make sure that we actually hit and deal as much damage as possible. So the enemy might either use short circuit or maybe... what are they using? Kinetics, more kinetics, some beams with medium range. Oh boy, they're actually mixing it a little bit, which I'm not a big fan of. I mean, I would love to use tactics. But there is a chance that they might use weapon overclock. I mean, the AI might not do it because it does lower the anti-missile defense, but they don't have any anti-missile defense anyway, so they might do it. But if I go for sabotage instead, sabotage is very hard to counter, and AI doesn't like using barrier for some reason. Although in this case, using a barrier would be really smart because of my missiles. So I'll try to go for adaptive strategy, see how it works, and then my remaining troops that are still alive will run away like cowards. Let's go into manual, see how well I do, because I need to know if my missile to ship ratio is actually good enough against the enemy. It's not quite Pilgrims, mind you, but you know, UKSP is also a very good target practice type of enemy. They actually have the best, some of the best ships in the game. As you can see, their HP is at 472. That's not just because of the hero. UKSP does have a bonus to their hull, so they have very resistant ships as well. So we'll see how well my missiles do. So first of all, I fire missiles, then I just have to run away. So the enemy use magnetic field. Not sure why. I mean, they just lowered the damage and they're not gaining anything from it, but whatever. My ships are just gonna all go down. I think the enemy went for spread fire, but if at least one survives, it will be nice. And if I destroy 5 of the enemy ships, it will be nice as well. Yes! 5 dead! I'm using the correct amount of missiles, and I even saved my ship, maybe? No, it ran away while escaping. It was fairly close though. I am efficient because their ships are way better than my ships. They probably cost more industry as well. So I am actually trading efficiently. And I am also gaining science from those fights. The enemy is as well, that's the problem. UKSPA and Pilgrims both have knowledge gatherers, just like I do. So we are all gaining science from those losses. But, you know, it didn't go too poorly actually. It did not go too poorly at all. Guys, ceasefire! They won't want to ceasefire with me ever, I don't think. Anyway, I now have to pay less dust because I lost those ships. Oh, that's nice. Can I actually decrease my tax rate a little bit, and will that help me? Yes, that's a correct amount. Let's not decrease my tax rate. I went far enough with the gimmick, I think you agree. So let's save my dust wherever possible. Duomite, keep working on sharpen. Those ships work pretty amazingly. So let's just spam as many of them as you can. Tekao is working happily on interplanetary transport network. A very, very useful improvement indeed. Let's end the turn. And in fact, this videocast has been, in my opinion, long enough. 40 minutes of my randomness and stuff. Things have happened. I think we can all agree on that. Ooh, wow, that's a lot of ships. And, well, I did what you asked me to do. I went completely bad. I lowered my taxes when I didn't want to. I went to war when I didn't want to. And I did quite... Oh, wow. That's not very good. AI discard Auriga. Auriga is a really powerful system. I mean, it doesn't have to be. It might be a very bad one-planet system. Usually, though, Auriga is on a really good system, and you can turn Auriga into a really powerful planet as well. So I better fight it quick and get it before the enemy does. Until then, it was PANCZASU, also known as the Mighty Mix Spammer. Thank you very much for watching. Hehe, those guys are gonna die. And I'll see you online. Oh, and I almost forgot. Please do remember to leave your comments down below so I know how I'm supposed to play in the next video. I feel really pumped tonight. I want to record the next video ASAP, so hurry up with your comments and instructions on how I'm supposed to play as, because I might actually record the next video a few hours after this video goes live. So yeah, there is that. In fact, what is possible is that No, just leave your comments for the time being below on how I'm supposed to play as, and we will see what happens, alright? Anyway, thank you for watching again, and I'll see you online.